टाउन में वो पानी समय
जो करने वो आपको नीचे कर लेना चाहिए।
दो ब्लॉक की समय वो पानी
Flash floods devastate Newcastle care homes, residents evacuated. Emergency teams battled rising waters and collapsed roofs to save frail and disabled residents after torrential rain turned Newcastle's streets into rivers. A large-scale rescue operation was launched in Newcastle, KZN, after flash flooding triggered by torrential rain left 2 care facilities severely damaged and dozens of elderly and disabled residents trapped yesterday afternoon.
Okay, what's happening? Wat gaan jullie nou touw opzet? Wat gaan jullie allemaal op?
The witness reports that KZN Private Ambulance Service, firefighters, and local rescue units responded to multiple distress calls from the LA Gratitude Retirement Facility and the Cripple Care Facility, where floodwaters quickly engulfed the ground floors. The KwaZulu Natal Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA, MEC Reverend Thulisizwe Buthelezi has dispatched disaster management teams to Newcastle after parts of the CBD were flooded due to heavy rains on Sunday. In a statement on Sunday night, the COGTA department said the severe storm came as inclement weather had been forecast for KwaZulu Natal for Monday and Tuesday, including potential heavy rains. In response to this forecast, disaster management teams province-wide are on high alert and are closely monitoring the developing weather conditions to ensure rapid response capabilities are maintained. The Newcastle Municipality said in a separate statement that teams were implementing immediate response measures to ensure public safety and to minimize further impact. These measures included disaster management personnel are attending to flooded zones and assisting affected businesses and property owners. Municipal engineers and technical teams are conducting site inspections to evaluate the extent of storm-related damage, particularly where road surfaces and paving have been lifted. It added that there was also an electricity outage due to the flooding of various substations. It expected that the power would be restored by Monday morning. The municipality said all necessary resources have been mobilized to restore affected areas and ensure that essential services continue with minimal disruption. KZN Private Ambulance Service spokesperson Craig Botha says torrents of water overwhelmed the area's stormwater systems, turning access roads into rivers and forcing rescuers to wade through waist-deep water to reach stranded residents. Botha said preliminary reports indicated significant structural damage at both facilities. Roofs in the frail care wings were damaged, causing water to stream into residential units. The ground floor units at both facilities experienced severe flooding, with water levels creating a substantial risk to the elderly and physically disabled residents. Frail residents were relocated to dry sections of the facilities. The KZN Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA, confirmed that disaster management teams had been dispatched to Newcastle. According to COGTA, parts of the Newcastle CBE were also affected and several roads were closed last night. MEC Thulisizwe Buthelezi urged residents in and around Newcastle to exercise extreme caution, especially when traveling, and to follow the instructions of emergency personnel. This localized incident comes against a backdrop of broader adverse weather conditions across the province. The South African Weather Service has forecast inclement weather in KZN for today and parts of tomorrow, with the potential for heavy rain. Buthelezi added that the incoming weather system could worsen the flooding in Newcastle and impact other vulnerable areas across KZN. In response to the forecast, disaster management teams across the province have been placed on high alert and are closely monitoring conditions to ensure rapid response capabilities are maintained. Residents are urged to remain vigilant, avoid unnecessary travel, and stay informed through official government communication channels. Northern Natal News reported that traffic officials had closed most roads leading into the Newcastle Central Business District yesterday and urged motorists to avoid the area. The intersection of Boundary and Bird Streets was inaccessible. Community WhatsApp groups were flooded with reports from residents whose homes and properties were waterlogged. The Newcastle CPF issued a safety warning stating, "Dear community, it is not necessary for you to leave your homes to view the town. Please remain indoors. Only leave if it is an emergency. We urge all residents to please remain at home." KwaZulu Private Ambulance Service, firefighters, and local rescue units responded to multiple distress calls from the LA Gratitude Retirement Facility and the Cripple Care Facility, where floodwaters quickly engulfed the ground floors. KwaZulu Private Ambulance spokesperson Craig Botha said that upon arrival, torrents of water had overwhelmed the area's stormwater systems, turning access roads into rivers and forcing rescuers to wade through waist-deep water to reach stranded residents. Botha said preliminary reports indicated significant structural damage at both facilities. Roofs in the frail care wings were damaged, causing water to stream into residential units. The KwaZulu Natal Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA, confirmed that disaster management teams have been dispatched to Newcastle. According to COGTA, parts of the Newcastle CBD were also affected, and several roads were closed on Sunday evening. MEC Thulasizwe Buthelezi urged residents in and around Newcastle to exercise extreme caution, especially when traveling, and to follow the instructions of emergency personnel. He added that the incoming weather system could worsen the flooding in Newcastle and impact other vulnerable areas across KwaZulu Natal. In response to the forecast, disaster management teams across the province have been placed on high alert and are closely monitoring conditions to ensure rapid response capabilities are maintained. Residents across KZN are urged to remain vigilant, avoid unnecessary travel, and stay informed through official government communication channels. Roads affected by flooding and subsequently closed include Ayla Street, Kirkland Street, Scott and Bird Street, Patterson and Allen Street near KFC, where paving was lifted off.